Thank you, Las Cathaoirleach, and I'd like to thank the Cathaoirleach, Dennis O'Donovan, for selecting this Fianna Fáil group motion. We had asked for the Minister for Housing, Planning and Local Government to come in before us, but I'd like to thank the Minister for coming in. And what we were asking Minister Coveney was to outline what he is doing or what he is going to do in relation to improving the terms and conditions for our local authority members. The number of local authority areas has gone from 141 to 31. There are now 678 less local authority members, with the loss of town councillors and the reduction in some counties of county councillors. And we now have only 949 local authority members, one of the worst ratios of voters to local authority members anywhere in Europe. I'd like to share time, obviously, with my colleagues who have come in to support this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Gallagher.
Yeah, Minister, I too would like to welcome you in here this morning. As was outlined by my colleague, Senator Daly, this issue has been floating around now for a while, and some would say too long. I would appeal to yourself and Minister Coveney to grasp the nettle here. It's an issue that we've all recognised that the workload has increased significantly for councillors. Their travel has increased significantly, and it's become a full-time job. And unless we look after these hard-working councillors, which we're very fortunate to have, we're going to find it very, very difficult to get anybody to enter local government. So it's time this issue was dealt with. I think that's at least they deserve. And in relation to this matter, I'd like to acknowledge the support from all the councillors and indeed the senators in this House in relation to this particular issue. And I'd like to acknowledge also the work done by AILG and LAMA in trying to push this forward. So I would ask the Minister that this issue be addressed once and for all.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Davis.
Yeah, Fáilte Rota, Ara. Minister, I suppose this insult is the only way I could really describe it on councillors has gone on long enough. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. And I strongly feel, and I'm calling on you, Minister, you know, this government will have to stop playing with councillors. We're getting drip feeds in the paper every couple of months about expenses and, you know, if I was in power or if I was in charge, what I do, and you know, the time for those games are gone. I really would implore on you. Half the councillors are relying on this as their sole wage, so it's quite a meagre wage, below the minimum wage. And I would really implore on you, Minister, to draw a line in the sand on this and improve the paying conditions. And I'm delighted to be able to support my fellow senators here. We've been working hard on this with the AILG and LAMA, no more than yourself, Cathaoirleach, and we would really appreciate, Minister, if you could grab this nettle, and you know, we want to see some dividends.
Thank you, Senator. Minister.
Thanks, Cathaoirleach. First of all, I want to thank the three senators for raising this issue. I think it's an extremely important area of work, and I'm glad that we had a chance to discuss it here today, and it certainly reflects the views of councillors that both myself and Mr Coveney have got as we've met councillors over the last couple of months at various meetings and through the Rebuilding Ireland and other occasions as well. It's a very, very strong view. So Minister Coveney had hoped to be here himself, and he's apologies that he couldn't make it. He's chairing a meeting on the Ireland 2040, so he couldn't leave that in time to get over here. So apologies for that, but he does really want to be part of this discussion. He recognises the importance of dealing with this matter and has made commitments to do so. So he does send his apologies that he couldn't be here. But it's something that he holds very close to his heart as well. Effective local government structures are an essential part of our democracy. In turn, effective local government cannot be achieved without the hard work and commitment of elected members who give up their own time in service to their community. As has been said this morning, for many it has become nearly a full-time job because it's such a busy job now, and many dedicate their lives to this and complete as well. A range of financial supports are already in place to assist councillors in their vital work. These include a representational payment, a fixed annual expenses allowance, travel and subsistence allowances, mobile phone allowance, retirement gratuity, as well as conference and training provisions. The reforms introduced by the previous government in 2014 address widely acknowledged weaknesses in the previous system, including the problems of divided administration between town and county authorities in relation to key functions. Under the new municipal district system, there is full integration of local authority resources across county and elimination of duplication both in administration and electoral terms. As part of the operational review of the local government reforms, my department conducted a survey last year of elected members with the support of the Association of the Irish Local Government. Over 500 elected members participated in that survey, and the results indicate that the revised structures are generally operating well but need more time to bed down fully. Particular concerns were expressed, though, about the increased work demands and the increased size of electoral areas. And apart from the submissions, we've had that verbally in conversation quite a lot with senators and with councillors throughout the country as well. So that's kind of a given at this stage. In this regard, the programme for partnership government includes a commitment to review the supports provided to councillors in consultation with representative bodies to enable councillors to continue their important work and valued work. Shortly after assuming office, Minister Coveney met with representatives of the Association of Irish Local Government and the Local Authority Members Association. The Minister has since attended the autumn seminars of both associations and is aware that there is a strong view among the membership that positive consideration be given to their proposals for improvement in the range of supports available. The Minister intends to give further consideration to the issue in consultation with the Minister for Public Expenditure and Reform and to reach a conclusion as soon as possible in the context of wider public service pay policy and taking all relevant factors into account. I would also like to take the opportunity to refer to proposed amendments in the area of social welfare benefits. Section 10 of the Social Welfare Bill, which is before Shannon at the moment, provides that elected members will in future be brought into social insurance cover as self-employed people, insofar as entitlement to the wider range of benefits is concerned. This is an improvement on the current situation, whereby elected members pay 4% PRSI, but no benefits accrue from these contributions. To conclude, I want to thank again all three senators for raising the matter, and the Minister intends and will be giving this careful consideration to the issue raised by the representative associations and by councils individually, and to reach a conclusion on this in this regard in the very near future.
Thank you, Minister. Would you like a supplementary? Senator Daly.
The only thing that we got outlined there was what the Minister, Leo Varadkar, was doing and had done. What we didn't get is what Minister Coveney is going to do, other than that he is going to look at the matter. We had the similar response yesterday in relation to votes for the Irish overseas. The Minister is looking at a lot of things. He doesn't seem to be getting around to making a decision on anything. AILG and LAMA have made these proposals. The Minister, Leo Varadkar, has acted under the Finance Act, as is his prerogative and his right to do so. But Minister Coveney has failed to act, has not apparently spoken to the Minister of Reform, has not sought or looked for anything from the Minister of Reform, as is the process within government. So what we are hearing again is that he might do something soon, but he hasn't actually come to any conclusion and hasn't even spoken to the Minister for Reform asking for anything on behalf of local authority members anywhere. And we are losing local authority members all over the country who will not seek re-election because the workload has increased. In some cases, their areas are now as big as what used to be 3-seat Dáil constituencies, and their responsibilities have increased as well because there are no town councillors anymore to share the workload in some areas. So what we clearly see here is that Minister Leo Varadkar has done something, and that is welcome in relation to the PRSI issue. But we will be back here next year asking Mr Coveney, has he met with the Minister of Reform? Has he met with the councillors group AILG and LAMA? And has he decided to do anything other than to continue to look at the issue? I had heard through the various departments that he might do something in June 2017. That simply is not good enough. That is not acceptable.
Thank you, Senator. I think you've made your point. That is all. Minister?
Okay, just in reply, you seem to be hearing a lot of things, Senator, but I'd ask you to listen to what I'm saying to you. There's a very clear commitment by Minister Coveney to deal with this. He said that very, very clearly, and I'm repeating it here today. He recognises the difficulty. He wants to put this issue to bed, which he will do so in the very near future, and he's committed to dealing with the issue. And to say he hasn't had discussions or hasn't had meetings is factually incorrect. I've been at meetings with him, I've had discussions with him, I've been at those meetings, so I can assure you, factually, from the horse's mouth, that he is working on it. So I'd rather you wouldn't make up... Sorry, Senator. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
Senator, sorry, hear the Minister.
I just want to be clear with you. I'd rather you didn't make stuff up. I'm telling you that he's working on it. I've been there with him at the meetings. He's working on it, and it'll be resolved very soon.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you.